Hey, what's going on, guys? I just thought I'd bring you another Pokemon Go video. Today, I'm going to be telling you how my Machop Community Day went. Um, Now, I will say right now, it was probably the wildest community day I have ever had. I'm not going to lie, and I will get into why in a moment. Um, Now, this is a pretty special community day as well because this was also well, actually this is I think this is actually the second community day I played with my girlfriend technically. So basically, we've had this like competition where whoever got the most amount of shinies, the loser would have to get the winner a drink from the shop. So that's basically we decided to do a little twist on the thing as well, aside as an incentive to keep on hunting. Um, I, of course, had a very promising start. In the first hour, I managed to score myself 9 shinies. Of course, I have 3 accounts on me that I was playing with. I only counted the one account that we're playing with because my girlfriend only got one on her, like one account. So I just thought I'd make it fair and only use one account for the competition. That account scored 9 shinies in the first hour, which is completely insane. Um, However, despite that, my blue account got even luckier because I will show you why. My blue account scored 100% shiny, which I will look for now. So here it is. There's the 100% shiny there. I'm flexing that a little bit. I've got it as my buddy currently because I want to get like more candy for it. I'm working on like maxing this to level 50, and I've got level 51 because I'm going to try and make it my best buddy as well because this is like the first. I mean, even though this is Shundo number 2, because I did get a 100% shiny Nidoran on the same account during Nidoran female during the Nidoran research day. Um, However, this is probably more special to me because this was caught in the wild at 438 CP. So this was a wild encounter. I think I got this on an incense. So sadly, I couldn't get it on my yellow account, which was a bit sad, really. But so basically, how this was working, because I wanted to use all three of my accounts in the event. I wanted to, of course, use my yellow account throughout the whole event because the bonus was 3 times catch Stardust, and I wanted to get more Stardust so I can power more stuff up. Um, my so basically, I've played on my blue account in the first 3 hours, in the first 3 hour window, and then I played on my red account in the second 3 hours window. Because I only got 2 phones on me, I couldn't really use all three of my accounts at the same time. So I used my blue account for the first 3 hours and my red account for the second 3 hours. I did have my gotcha on, catching everything, so on those accounts. But it wasn't the gotcha that caught the Shundo though. I actually caught it. I just clicked on it and it was shiny on me incense. I almost lost it because I was actually somewhere where there was like little to no signal, so I almost actually lost the thing. but I did catch it, which was good. I honestly wish I caught it on a weird Pokeball though, but oh well. But it doesn't matter. So the first hour of the community day, I got 9 shinies on my main account, and then my girlfriend only got 3. So I was in the lead, like at the start of it, which was insane. However, on starting from the second hour onwards, throughout the entire event, between my ninth and my 10th shiny, um, there was like a huge encounter gap between the ninth and 10th shiny. Like, I think I shiny checked over 140 matchups before I got me 10th shiny, which was not very good, honestly. But it's how RNG works. The overall shiny odds were 1 in 40, but that does not mean, of course, that I would be getting a shiny every 40 encounters. So, because that's not how RNG works. However, my girlfriend, while I was still trying to get my 10th shiny, she managed to get about 12 more shinies. So she ended up with 15 shinies before I even got my 11th. So yeah, I did get a bit cocky and say that I was going to beat her. She was going to have to buy me a drink. I got the shundo, woohoo. So I was kind of rubbing it in a little bit and getting cocky. So that's kind of what I get. So I suppose that's karma at the end of the day. It was safe to say that I was not going to be beating my girlfriend because she was getting shinies like that, like every few clicks, which was crazy. It makes a change, honestly, because in the last community days that me and her took part in, I was basically thrashing her. Now she's thrashing me, so it makes a change, I guess. It makes things. I guess it's more interesting that way. But 2 o'clock rolled over, so of course I switched accounts between my blue account to my red. My blue account ended up with 16 shinies in just 3 hours, which was pretty good. I will admit, especially considering it got a shundo as well. So it also ended with about 75 XL candy as well. So not quite. So not enough XL candy to get to level 50, sadly. But Machops are pretty. Well, Machops, I pronounced it wrong. So it does spawn fairly commonly anyway. It also spawns in nests, so I'm going to start hunting for Machop nests. I think I've got one not far from my house, so I think I'll try and get as much XL candy as I possibly can. So I went onto my red account for the last 3 hours. My girlfriend was still thrashing me. She was in the last sort of like hour or so, we decided to go get something to eat. We wasn't really playing as hardcore as we were throughout the whole event, so we decided to go get something to eat. We just chilled for the last sort of hour or so. And another bonus that Niantic brought out, as well as the 3 times catch Stardust, was the trade radius was increased to 25 kilometers, which, as you know, was it 20? No, it was 40 kilometers, which is equivalent to 25 miles. So basically, so that was pretty good. It meant that I could do some lucky trades with people. I of course already did my special trades that day, so I couldn't really do my lucky trades with anyone, but I think I will get it sorted out at some point. The radius increase is on until I believe the 18th. I'm not actually 100% sure without checking, but it's helpful because Machamp is a trade evolution. So if you got like a Machoke or a Machop from trades, the evolution between Machoke to Machamp, it won't cost you any candy whatsoever. So I would highly recommend if you've got a decent IV Machokes and stuff like that, make sure they're traded. I quite enjoyed that aspect of the community day. So the end of the community day happened. I ended with 16 shinies. My girlfriend ended with about, I think it was 30, 33 or something. I actually don't know. Which was like twice as much as what I got. So there was no way I was beating her anyway. So Therefore, I got to buy her a drink from the shop. I quite enjoyed it. Especially enjoyed the shundo, which was definitely the biggest highlight of the whole event for me. So I really enjoyed that. However, I do have my issues with yesterday's community day though. Um, One of them being that the weather wasn't accurate throughout the whole thing. Lies. Like, um, I don't think it's Niantic's fault though, because I don't think they actually control the weather in the in-game weather. So I think the in-game weather actually operates on whatever the forecast is. Um, but there is like a little thing in the top right corner, like three little dots that says where you can click on, and then you can say that the weather is inaccurate. I've been pressing that pretty much every hour, apart from maybe the first hour, because from the second hour onwards, even though the weather was actually cloudy, so fighting type should have been so matchup should have been weather boosted. It was partly cloudy throughout the whole thing, which is a complete and utter joke, if you ask me, because it should have been weather boosted. I don't know why it wasn't, but again, I'm not blaming the Niantic for that because I don't think it's them that decides what the weather is. So, um, another issue that I've got was also that the game kept freezing on me, like every time I try clicking on a matchup. So basically, the game was laggy pretty much throughout the whole event, which is expected on community days because community days are like meant to be that. I think they're like the biggest events in each of the months. So so it was so it's expected that a lot of people would be playing around that on that day. But um, I found it really annoying how every time I clicked on a matchup, the game would freeze on me and I wouldn't be able to, and I'd have to like reload the game. Um, so I didn't enjoy that. I didn't enjoy that too much. It really annoyed me. At times, I felt like rage quitting because of that kept happening a lot. So that's one issue, and talked about the weather issue, and I did get about 16 shinies, and overall I caught 640 matchups. I did some calculations on the calculator. The overall average was 40. I got basically one shiny every 40 encounters, so I can't really complain too much, really. Especially considering that it was the overall odds are 1 in 40 anyway. Next community day coming up is Roselia, which come on Niantic, can you please I know that I mean I'll let you off with Machop because Machop is a good Pokemon, and I am willing to let you off with Roselia as well. However, like there are better Pokemon to counter water types than Roselia. Like Electivire and Zekrom, for example. They're much better overall. I mean, I suppose that you could argue that Roselia is good against ground type, is better at defeating ground types than electric types are, but Niantic, I know we're in a global pandemic, so you can't really. So I know you're trying to like discourage people from going outside, but you can do this without re-releasing old shinies for community days. For one example being, and I've talked about this in the Universe review video, making them spawn more commonly in incenses, which I will say you did pretty well on that front during this community day because I've had my incense on throughout the entire event. I don't think I've had anything other than Machop on the incense, so that's definitely a thumbs up there. Um, and another thing is just take out just take out the wild spawns in the like. Just take out wild spawns and make it so that they only spawn in incensors. And one thing is, and which is completely irrelevant to what I'm currently talking about, is I feel like they should have. Do you remember back in 2019 community days when Team Go Rocket was first became a thing, and during like the first couple of community days that they were released in, they used to Team Go Rocket used to have the star Pokemon for that particular community day as the first Pokemon, so you would have that Pokemon as their shadow. I've currently got a purified Torterra at 98% with Frenzy Plant. So Niantic, why didn't you do that for Machop Community Day? Because Shadow Machamp is the #1 fighting type in the entire game. Like you could have released more Team Rocket grunts where fighting type Team Rocket grunts would spawn more frequently in balloons. Like I'm not saying like spawn them in every single Pokestop. Like just spawn them in balloons more frequently. Like you could have just done that, and like people would also have like a good like Shadow Machamp. Because as you know, shadows deal 20% more damage than regular. So, which made Shadow Machamp the #1 fighting type in the entire game, overtaking Lucario and Conkeldurr. So I feel like this community day would be a lot better if they did that. But I hope for March Community Day you give us something new. We haven't had a new shiny for a Community Day since September, which was Porygon. So please give us something new in March. I'll still play Roselia Community Day. But yeah, overall it was a good Community Day regardless. I quite enjoyed it. Looking forward to Roselia Community Day, which is quarter egg hatch distance, so it's not going to be as good as the 3 times Stardust that we had in this event, but I suppose it gives me an incentive to like clear my egg storage and try and fill my storage with 12-kilometer eggs. So, and it also gives me an incentive to get like super incubators, so I suppose that's not entirely a bad thing. At least then I can try and hunt for a Sandile, which I'll probably never get, Niantic. Like, come on, please, just give me a Sandile. The Sinnoh event will be ending in a few hours' time as this is being recorded, so I'll do another review video for the Sinnoh event in about 24 hours' time as this is being recorded. I think I've enjoyed this. I've enjoyed the Sinnoh event more than the Unova one, and I will explain why tomorrow. So. Thanks for watching, everyone. Let me know how your community day went today. I'm sorry this is another long video. I do like to talk a lot and rant, so I did say in the last video that I liked doing that as well. So I did warn you. So let me know how your community day went. Was it good? Was it bad? Let me know regardless, and I'll see you in my next video. So, which again I'll be doing tomorrow. So, thanks for watching, guys. Peace out, and have a nice day. Bye bye.